I will begin the B part of my pre-trip inspection. I will check the driver's side of the tractor. I will check that the mirror is properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken, and there are no missing nuts. I will check the cab light, that it's properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, broken, or missing. It's clean, amber in color, and it works properly. I will check the driver's door, that it properly opens and closes from the outside. The hinges are not loose or worn, and the seal is intact, not torn, frayed, and it's not leaking. I will check the driver's steps, that they're properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. They're free of debris and they will support the driver's weight. I will check the DEF area. The tank is properly mounted and secure, not cracked or broken. There are no leaks, and the cap is on tightly. I will check the fuel area. The tank is properly mounted and secured by straps or bands. It's not cracked or broken. There's no leaks. The cap is on tightly and the T-bar is in place. The hoses are properly mounted and secure. There are no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and they're not leaking. I will check the catwalk and the steps, that they're properly mounted and secured to the frame. They're not cracked or broken. They're free of debris, and they will support the driver's weight. I will check the exhaust, that it's properly mounted and secure. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. No leaking indicated by black soot around any of the connections. I will check the drive shaft. It's not bent, twisted, or damaged, and the U-joints are free of damage and debris. I will check the frame and cross members, that they're properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, and there are no illegal welds. I will check the torsion bar. It's properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken, and bushings are intact. I will check the splash guard, that it's properly mounted and secured. It's not damaged or missing, not dragging the ground or rubbing the tires, and it covers the width of both tires. I will check the control arm hanger, that it's properly mounted and secured to the frame of the truck. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. I will check the control arm, that it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. It's not shifted or misaligned, and there are no illegal welds. I will check the U-bolts, that they're properly mounted and secured to the axle. They're not cracked, bent, or broken, and there are no loose or missing nuts. I will check the shock absorber, that it's properly mounted and secured by top and bottom bolts. Bushings are intact, and the shock is not cracked, bent, or broken, and is not leaking. I will check airbag support. The top and bottom supports are properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. I will check the airbag, that it's properly mounted secure at the top and bottom. There are no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and it's not leaking. I will check the brake air line, that it's properly mounted and secured to the brake chamber. No abrasions, bulges, or cuts. It's not chafed or rubbing and not leaking. I will check the brake chamber, that it's properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked or broken. The C-clamp is in place and the brake chamber is not leaking. I will check the slack adjuster and push rod. The slack adjuster is properly mounted and secured to the push rod. Both are not cracked or broken. With the engine off, brakes released, and pulled by hand, the slack adjuster travels no more than 1 inch. If it does travel more than 1 inch, it needs to be adjusted before the next trip. I will check the brake linings and shoes, that they're properly mounted and secure with no loose or missing parts. They're not cracked or broken, and the linings are no less than 1/4 inch in thickness. I will check the brake drum, that it's properly mounted and secured, it's not cracked or broken, and it's free of grease, oil, or debris. I will check the inner and outer tire rims of both tires, that they're properly mounted and secure, not cracked or broken, and there are no illegal welds. I will check inner outer sidewalls of both tires, that they're free of abrasions, bulges, and cuts, and they're properly beaded to the rims. I will check both tire faces, that they're worn evenly and free of damage, and that there's no less than 2/32 of tread depth. I will check the bud spacing. The tires are not rubbing or touching, and there's no debris wedged between the tires. I will check tire inflation. Checking with the gauge, I will make sure that both tires are properly inflated to no less than 100 psi. I will check inner and outer valve stems that they're properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, no leaking, and caps are in place. I will check inner and outer lug nuts that they're properly mounted and secure, none are missing, that there's no rust, shiny metal, or spidering indicating looseness or over-tightening. I will check the inner and outer axle hub seals that they're properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or leaking. I will check all parts on axle 3 the same as I did for axle 2. I will check the mud flaps that they're properly mounted and secured, not damaged or missing, not dragging the ground or rubbing the tires, and they cover the width of both tires. I will check brake lights, tail lights, turn signals, and four-way flashers, that they're properly mounted and secured, not cracked, broken, or missing. They are red in color and working properly. I will check the reverse light. That's properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, broken, or missing. It's clear or white in color and works properly. I have completed the B portion of my pre-trip inspection.